I'm gonna make him an offer again.
Of all the gin joints and all the towns and all the world.
Handle the truth. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the
Frankly,
war.
my dear, I don't give a damn.
This is where the fun begins.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Multiplex Movie Melee. I'm your host today, Mark Machaka. I got Dylan here with me. He's going to be on the other side. We got an interesting singles match here today. Got ourselves a civil war of your Milwaukee beers. Two guys, two white jerseys with beers written on them. It's going to be a good time. I'm wondering if they have played each other in anything else before. They have not played each other here in singles. I'm not sure if it's been anywhere else. It'd be interesting to see the clash we got going back and forth. Dylan, kind of match you think we got here today?
A really good one, yeah. I think these two entered the league at around the same time, and yeah, obviously they've been on a team for a very long time as well. Somehow their paths have never crossed in singles, but it's finally happening today. We got the Beers Civil War. I think it's going to be a really good one. Yeah, they both have the exact same record, 9-7, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Somebody will get their 8th loss, and somebody will get double-digit wins today. We'll see who it is.
7 has to go.
We got bringing your first competitor here, John Maher, his manager, Aaron J. How you two doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm like, nothing about this makes me happy. Like, I don't necessarily want to play well. I don't like this wheel. I can't see the top of Dylan's head to see if his hair is fucked up. Aaron?
I'm very excited to be here for the Civil War. And somebody's 9 is going. And it's going to be yours, John. We don't make excuses about wheels. I don't know if you're sick tonight. If you are, make sure to only mention it after if you lose, because that makes you look much better.
Right. That's what Will does.
Thank you.
Yeah. I realize the joke you're
making. All right. Let's. I'm looking forward to winning this match, and it kills me that I have to take out the manager, most likely of Will. That's what really hurts me here, my brother.
All right, then.
Thank you.
Yes. Go on to...
That's your cue. Bring him in.
Yep. There you go. Bring in Will. There's the Roo. You'll be the manager for Will today. How y'all doing?
I'm good. What Mark and Dylan don't actually know, though, and they're going to be surprised about, that this is actually a number 1 contenders match between the Milwaukee Beers and Undercover Brothers, because we're nice like that. No, actually, no. It's all about these two today, and it'll be a nice, fun match. I'm very excited to be managing this man. Will, how you feeling?
All things considered, I'm feeling okay. I love the fact that John's manager said we're not going to complain about the wheel right after John complained about the wheel, so that's kind of funny. But this is going to be a very bittersweet match for me, because my 2 biggest supporters when I came into this league are here. One is on my side, one is on the opposite side of me right now. But you know what? At the end of the day, one of the beers is winning. Therefore, since we're a team, the beers win.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens. That's a nightmare for some people. Let's get the nightmare started.
All right, you got it. Send out Roo. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started here around number 1. It's going to work like this. You're going to have 8 questions from 8 general movie categories. You have 15 seconds to write your answers down on your whiteboard. At the end of that time, we'll ask that you show and verbalize your answer. You're going to get a point for each correct answer. And if any one of you gets all correct, we'll receive a bonus question, also worth the point. You also get 3 repeats and a challenge used throughout the match. Anything else before we get started?
I wrote on my wall. I don't want to get accused of writing on my wall like other people. All right, there we go.
Okay.
All righty. Get out of the way. Okay, first question comes in the category of the 1980s. What 1980s action film features sunglasses that allow the users to see others for what they actually are? Gotta tell you.
I had some of these glasses, because some people can be very fake. Boom, topical. Take that, fake people.
All right. Preview your Facebook post later today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Go to John.
They live.
Will.
Yeah, if I would have had some of those sunglasses, I would have only been married once. They live.
You married aliens?
I mean, an argument can be made about the first one for sure.
Oh my.
They live is correct. We're going on to the next question.
In the category of directors, who directed the 2010s films Nebraska, Downsizing, and The Descendants? So a debate came up on the first question, the They Live question, on whether or not it's a horror movie. Do you think it's a horror movie or not?
Sure.
You haven't seen it?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Will.
Now I'm second guessing myself. Alexander Payne?
John.
Then I'm also second guessing myself. Alexander Payne.
I don't know why you were. Alexander Payne was the correct
Okay.
answer. Tied up at 2. Going into your next question, the category of recent releases. In The Brutalist, what was Laszlo's profession in Europe before immigrating to America? Now, you see, They Live is one of those movies in which I think I've seen all of it on cable in bits. But, like, I don't really count that as seeing the movie. You know what I mean?
Okay. I get you.
Yeah.
All right.
Fix that. It's great.
Yeah.
There's TBS commercial breaks.
5, 3, 2, 1. I don't think it was DBS. Pens down. Go to John
Architect.
and Will.
I still haven't seen this, but Architect?
Yeah, Architect is correct. Still tied.
Your next question will come in the category of crime. In The Godfather, Michael was attending an event at what type of location as Corleone hitmen murder the Dons from other crime families?
Is there going to be many people like that anymore? Like with streaming, there are going to be many people like, well, I've seen most of this on TNT, but like, I don't think anybody watches like TNT anymore.
I don't think I've ever had that experience with a movie because if the movie's already started, I just won't watch it from the middle to the end. So
Okay.
I gotta start from the beginning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Will.
I'm not sure I understood the question. I said wedding.
Okay. John.
A baptism.
Okay. We were looking for a location.
Wow.
And location
So
was
church.
a church.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Can you repeat? They said location in the question.
They did say location.
Oh.
They said an event at what location, and I didn't want to burn a repeat. So
How did we both screw that up that bad? Or whatever.
well, both are wrong.
Old.
Yeah, both are wrong. Going to the next question, category of romantic comedies.
Okay.
Who plays Tess's friend Cynthia in Working Girl? Yeah, I had a feeling that was good. What? Ah, damn it!
What? What happened?
I'm looking backstage and I'm disappointed. There is one dream dashed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Viewer, you will get it, and you'll get it at some point. Go to Will.
I have no idea, so I said Carrie Fisher.
And John.
Sigourney Weaver.
Both are incorrect. We're looking
Joan
for
Cusack?
Joan Cusack.
Okay.
Oh, my turn. Sorry.
Yep.
Your next question will be in the category of horror. In Army of Darkness, Ash has to choose between how many books to decide which is the real Necronomicon?
Yeah, I was really hoping for someone to have trouble doing something tonight. And them having to look in the bathroom mirror, just regretting every decision they've ever made in their life, just seeing what they've done. And that, unfortunately, is not the case. We move on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Who the fuck are we? John, I guess. Or Will. Go.
No.
It's fine.
Whatever. John, I saw 3. And Will's 3. Yeah, there we go. The both are correct. 3 is the right answer. I know what I'm doing. Going to your penultimate question in the category of actors and actresses. Who has appeared in Above the Rim, Requiem for a Dream, and 2004's The Lady Killers? Yeah.
Yeah, for the everyone, no one else on the calls knows what you're alluding to on the last question, which I find funny. But yeah.
Oh, nobody does. The only person is Cody and possibly Ryko. Yeah, that's it. Everybody's like, "The fuck are you talking about, Mark?" It sounds really sinister, honestly, looking back. It really is not. I guarantee you, I just wanted somebody to be really embarrassed later on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Yeah, let's go to John. Yeah, might as well.
Marlon Wayans.
And Will.
Marlon Wayans.
Marlon Wayans is the correct Wayans here, so staying tied at 5.
This
So your
backstage
final-
chatter is pissing me off. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Go ahead, Dylan.
Your final question around number 1 will come in the category of musicals.
Fuck.
Barbara Streisand and Walter Matthau star in what 1960s musical? That was such an easy question to read, and I screwed it up that badly. I'm sorry.
I mean, I feel like one of these guys is a name of like, if you only know it just because you know you've heard it a bunch. Like you just kind of look at that like Tau T-O Toe. Like I don't know. Like Walter Matthau, you got a tough name. Oh, is he dead?
Yeah, come on, Walt.
5, 4, 3,
He's probably dead.
1. Hands down. Will.
I don't know. Funny Girl.
John.
I really don't know. Funny girl.
Both are incorrect. We're looking for a Hello Dolly.
Okay.
So with that, we're all tied up. These two are definitely on a team. We're tied up at 5. That what you have, Dylan?
That is what I have.
Great. Going on to round number 2, which is our wheel round, in which both players you get a chance to spin our wheel. They like what they land on the first time, they can keep it. Not, they can't elect to spin again, but they must keep what they land on the second time. You're gonna get 5 questions. We're 2 points apiece, or you can check down a multiple choice for 1 point apiece. There is stealing, so please, everybody, watch out for that. The categories on today's wheel are recent release horror and post 1989 rom coms, which are our strength categories on the wheel today, as well as Oscars, classics, horror, romantic comedies, actors and actresses, family, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Because we're tied, we'll defer to the higher ranked competitor, which is Will. So it'll be up to him whether or not he wants to spin first or defer. And here is Rue to help you out.
Good stuff, Will. Y'all are going to go to sudden death to Mark's real pleasure. And I just think it's hilarious that basically you all answered everything the exact same, including baptism and wedding being the exact same wrong answer. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I think I want to take a beat, and I think I want to defer.
We should knock something off this wheel, yes.
This wheel sucks.
All right, Johnny, you go first.
Yeah.
Rue. Here's Aaron.
Hey,
and
this
this
wheel
will be John Spin.
not that bad. Almost has all categories about movies on it.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
You land on recent.
Hold on,
horror.
let's talk about this, John. Let's talk about this. We have a chance to talk about non-movies if we get Oscars.
Yeah, we could respin and hit Oscar.
Do you want to talk about an award show?
No,
You are
I'm
completely ruining your chance of getting this removed by the end of the year, by the way, by continuing this bit. Just so you know.
Really? Seriously? We're that
But
serious?
by all means.
I'm sorry. I was literally making a joke. We will keep recent release horror, and my whole plan is foiled now.
All right, there goes the wheel. Bye, Aaron. All right, John. Dylan, why don't you ask about these orders?
Sure thing. Your first question in recent release horror. In what recent release do people drink water and then explode?
Until Dawn.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. In Rosario, a woman goes to the apartment of what family member that recently died?
Her grandmother.
That is correct for 2 points. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Dylan, you can interrupt me anytime you want. If you are pacing, I would yell at you.
Your third question. In Heart Eyes, after Jay and Allie escape the police station, they hide out in what specific type of location?
The drive-in movie theater.
That is correct for 2 points. Now your penultimate question in this category. In Companion, Iris switches to what language when she is talking to the police officer?
I'm gonna go multiple just to be safe.
Right. Your options are A, Mandarin, B, German, C, Spanish, or D, French.
Can you repeat the options?
Sure thing. Your options again, is it A, Mandarin, B, German, C, Spanish, or D, French?
Spanish.
Is unfortunately incorrect. Will for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Mandarin, B, German, C, Spanish, or D, French?
German.
That is correct for the 1 point steal. Now your final question in this category, John. Who plays the President of the United States in Rumors?
Charles Dance.
And that is correct for 2 more points.
And with that, John gets a score up to 13. Will the steal gets it up to 6. So with that, bring him back up the wheel and bring Rui right there. And this will be Will's first spin.
Let's see how this goes.
Look at that. You land on romantic comedies. Keeping that or spinning again.
We are not risking this, are we?
No, we are not.
We got so lucky, Will. We got so lucky.
So take your time. Use your repeats. Yeah, you got 7 points to play with. So
absolutely.
And with that, 2 matches, 4 spins is all we need of the wheel today. I will be asking your questions in romantic comedies. First question. Who directed Charade?
Oh, shit. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are, is it A, Blake Edwards, B, Billy Wilder, C, Gene Sachs, or D, Stanley Donen?
I think I screwed this up. Billy Wilder.
That is incorrect. Going over to John for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Blake Edwards, B, Billy Wilder, C, Gene Sachs, or D, Stanley Donen?
This movie isn't funny, but Stanley Donen.
Stanley Donen is correct for the 1 point steal.
Shit.
Right, Will, next question.
Mm-hmm.
What sport does Lloyd compete in Say Anything?
Do you need specific or like somewhat general?
We need the sport.
Kickboxing?
That is correct for 2 points.
Okay.
All right. And your next question. Who stars opposite Goldie Hawn as police officer Tony Carlson in the romantic comedy Foul Play?
Oh, shit. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are, is it A, Donald Sutherland, B, Chevy Chase, C, Burt Reynolds, or D, John Belushi?
I've never even heard of this film. Can I just get repeated options, please?
Sure. Your options again, is it A, Donald Sutherland, B, Chevy Chase, C, Burt Reynolds, or D, John Belushi?
Burt Reynolds.
That is incorrect. Going over John for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Donald Sutherland, B, Chevy Chase, C, Burt Reynolds, or D, John Belushi?
I'm going to say Chevy Chase.
That is correct for another 1 point steal.
Wow. Okay.
I think I remember that movie poster. That's all I can say.
Right.
Okay. That makes one of us,
So-
unfortunately.
Yeah, your next question. What is the profession of the woman that Marty falls in love with in 1955's Marty?
Jesus Christ. Multiple choice.
All right, multiple choice options are: is it A, teacher, B, writer, C, singer, or D, waitress?
I'll say waitress.
It's incorrect. Going over to John for the 1 point steal. Is it A, teacher, B, writer, C, singer, or D, waitress?
All I know is that he was a butcher, but I'll say she's a singer.
That is also incorrect. We're looking for A, teacher.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and your last question in romantic comedies. In Moonstruck, Loretta's fiance is visiting Italy to attend the. Was it? In Moonstruck, Loretta's fiance is visiting Italy to attend what dying member of his family? To tend to
And to
what dying
what
member?
dying member of his
Jesus
family?
Christ. Semi-specific answer.
Let's just go multiple.
Multiple choice options are: is it A, aunt, B, mother, C, uncle, or D, father?
Good thing I didn't go with my gut. I'll say mother.
That is correct for 1 point.
Okay.
Right. So with that, Will going to score up to 9. John with the steals at 15. That we have Dylan.
Mhm.
That is what I have.
Great. All right, we're going into round number 3, which is our pick your poison round, in which both our competitors have drafted from our list of general categories before the match. They will now draft from those categories again to see what they'll answer here in round number 3. Get as many as 4 questions worth 1, 2, 3, 4 points apiece. Once a category is selected, it cannot be picked or answered by their opponent. The categories that are selected for today's match are horror, musicals, mystery thriller, music, crime, comedy, recent releases, and the 1990s. We're gonna have our competitors pick their categories, and hopefully come back to finish this one out. All right, we're back, and players selected their categories they'd like to answer here round number 3. So what's going to happen? We will go until we are out of questions or one player has been mathematically eliminated. We will start with the player that is behind, which today is Will. So Will, what would you like for your 1 point question?
Yeah, I'll take crime.
All right, crime it is. Yeah, Dylan, do it.
All right, your 1 pointer in the category of crime. In Fargo, how was Gayer disposing of his partner Carl's body when Marge finds him?
In a wood chipper.
That is correct for 1 point.
All right,
What I
second to
first
you.
say is, how is Dylan the one mispronouncing shit and Mark's right here? It's so ridiculous.
I had never seen that name before, so I was confused.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, Will is still behind. What do you like for 2?
Let's do music.
Music it is.
All right, your 2 pointer in the category of music. Which music film is about a fake band promoting their new album, Smell the Glove, for a documentary?
This is Spinal Tap.
That is correct for 2 points.
Getting up to 12. What would you like for 3 to tie up the game?
Let's do musicals.
All right, your 3 pointer in musicals for the potential tie game. What is the name of the Christian mission that Sarah is a part of in Guys and Dolls?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I knew this was a risk.
5, 4.
St. Catherine's. I have no idea.
Is unfortunately incorrect. We're looking for Save a Soul.
Okay. Never would have gotten that.
We're down to Will's last question, which is 4-pointer in comedy, which he needs to hit to send it back over to John, or John will win via TKO. And as a reminder, Will, you still have all 3 of your repeats.
Yep.
So your question in the category of comedy. Which 2010s comedy features a character singing Semi-Charmed Life while her husband helps hold multiple bar patrons hostage?
Game Night?
And that is correct for 4
Okay.
points.
And with that, Will takes a 1-point lead here, getting the score up to 16. Go right over to John for your 1-pointer to tie up the game potentially.
I won't. Which should I take for the 1 point? Like mystery thriller, I guess. Aaron, what do you think? Or 90s mystery thriller, please.
Mystery thriller. Here's your 1-pointer. Mystery thriller. Who stars as George Smiley in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Gary Oldman.
That is correct for 1 point. And now, John has 3 questions left, which if he hits either of them, he will win the match. So what would you like for 2 points?
I'll do horror for 2.
You got it. Here is your 2-pointer in the category of horror. Name 3 of the 6 films in the Romero Dead franchise.
Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
And your winner, John Maher. The correct answers for that, as well as Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and Survival of the Dead, all of the worst ones. So that will put the players backstage. And Dylan, this was a good match. Fortunately, Will kind of told the tale of the tape here. Will unfortunately tripped up in romantic comedies a little bit. I think, unfortunately, kind of the way the strengths worked, I think a lot of the romantic comedies that I think Will really likes were in the strength category. Couldn't really be handled in that general category. Just kind of the way it is. He ended up getting a bunch of classic rom-coms. Probably hadn't seen much. And John was right there with the steals, just kind of made it really hard for Will to recover after that. But Will was still able to at least make him answer some questions there in round 3. Other than that, how was the match, Dylan?
Yeah, I think you said it well. Will is typically like really, really good in romantic comedies. It's just, it seemed like the strength category that he chose kind of handicapped it a bit here today. It's just some stumbles in round 2 that kind of gave John the lead, especially when he did so well in recent release horror. Obviously, we've seen John run that category multiple times. He did what he needed to there, even picked up some steals. And got the points he needed to in round 3 to win. So very solid performance from John. I think Will be back. He's a very solid competitor. He's shown that in the past. Obviously, he's a former champion. I don't know if we said that up front, but he is a former champion. Great match overall. I'm excited to see what both competitors do moving forward.
All right. I'll bring in Will first. His manager for the day, Ambaru. Pretty solid match here today. Just didn't get those romantic comedy questions you were looking for. Other than that, how do you feel you did today?
Yeah, it kind of summed it up. The good thing is, Will was talking about this beforehand. We wanted a clean match. We got a clean match. No crap that nobody actually wanted. You double up on the categories for strengths preferred. Stuff like that can happen, and it just happened to be a lot of movies that you just haven't seen or remember. But great pull on that 4-pointer. You came out of round 1 tied up. You all showed why you all are such a good team. I think you played a good match. Just if the wheel was not shit, maybe we would have spun away and been like, look, we can risk going somewhere else. But hey, it is what it is. On to the next one.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm not going to spend any of this time talking shit about John. John is a great competitor. The one thing I will say is that he constantly tells me, like, he always makes fun of me for like not knowing shit about his category. And I managed to get a steal off of him and off of like the easiest question that was asked in there, as far as I'm concerned. So, haha, John. But aside from that, no, if I'm going to be using this strength moving forward, obviously I have now learned my lesson what to do with this. In general, though, like just the general romantic comedies has actually been a lot deeper, I feel, recently, and so it really has kind of been a blight on my record. A blight on my record. I have lost like so many matches based on based on the romantic comedy, just like a general romantic comedy spin there, or also in round 3, which is why I chose not to have romantic comedies in round 3, because the round 3 has been getting really deep. I'm really like, I'm glad that, people are still bringing up that I am a former champion. You wouldn't guess it from my record, because I haven't won a single fucking match since I won the title, which is really hard for my ego. But I'm really hoping that I really hope I like make some kind of comeback here soon. I'm not sure if this is my final match in singles this year, because I just keep losing, but we'll just see what happens, I guess.
Before we move on, Will, you were the only one hitting your own ego. It's not like Payson had to remind everybody that somebody was a part of the worst like titles loss in history since like season 2. So as long as Payson's not bringing that shit up for you, you're good. So it's good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what singles looks like for you going the rest of the season. I mean, we might see it back. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know who else you'd want to play. You've played a lot of matches. Played a lot of people.
I have played a lot of matches. I know that some people have said that they want their revenge on me. All I can say is come forward, and we'll see what happens. However, I'm more interested in playing people that I haven't played before, because you would think with this being my, I guess technically like 18th match, if you count something like the exhibitions or whatever, 18th, 19th match. There's so many people I haven't played yet. So the main person I have my eye on, though, just because I think it would be just an awesome match, is Igor. I would love to play Igor Kosik.
That is a solid possible match, I would say, in the future.
But if Rue, decides, hey, I want my revenge for that second loss on my record, well, you know where to find me.
After Igor, fuck that guy.
Yeah, got it. All right, I'll put you all backstage. And bringing a winner today, John. Maher was manager. Aaron, very clean game, I would say. Able to lock up your strength pretty well. Able to get steal, and didn't really leave a ton of room for Will to kind of come back into this one. How do you feel about the win?
Yeah, I did. Not happy that I had to do that to Will. It's never fun to kick the living shit out of your best friend. But anyway, he did get that steal. Maybe it was an easy question. I don't know. I also didn't strategize myself out of the match either. So there's that. Like, my category I picked didn't fuck over my own strength, and vice versa. I still love Will. He is a former champion. Aaron?
Yeah, and you're a future champion. Will had his turn as a champion. I think this is clearly the beginning of the title run. Me being manager of the year of 2025, like, it's only fitting that I have a contender. And, I have my team contenders who've kind of, gone through a little bit of the chipper, and I wasn't there for some of those tougher matches, so those aren't on my managerial record. But I would like to have you let me join your back, John, and ride you all the way to the title.
Please ride me.
Will do.
Yes.
We're going to keep this short because I think Will ate all our time, honestly. So,
Do you have any other questions?
Do we have who we're playing next, or can we play Dylan next, maybe?
I have no preference who I play next. I really don't care.
Let's play Dylan.
Honestly, my preparation for this match, because I'm working.
God, hold
on. We can play Dylan, sure. I'm working like 13 hours a day. My preparation for this match was I watched 13 going on 30, and then I quit. I stopped watching movies. I was like, that's enough. And that was my preparation for this match, and this is what happens. So
wait, so you're saying you work and you're playing trivia?
Yeah, that's right, Zachary Quintel. I have a job and I win matches. Can you fucking believe it? I can't believe it.
There we go. That's a callback from another league. And what said. Thank you, Mark.
I will say I don't know who you're playing. Anything. Apparently it's Steve Mesa or Eric Moreno.
Boy.
All hands on deck for Steve Mesa.
All hands on deck for Steve. Steve is good. I guess, and Eric is really good because he's in the study whatever I give him. So I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
The thing that's cool about Eric is, will he have that pile of laundry behind him, or will he have moved it out of frame?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's always the question with Eric. It's like, what kind? Is he having a good week? Is he following his chores list or not? I love Eric though, and Steve Mesa.
Zero preference on that, but I mean. I know Aaron hopes Steve loses. I would like to. It's always fun to watch Steve lose. So for the fun of watching Steve lose, I hope I play Eric, because when Steve loses, he gets upset, but he acts like he's not upset. So look for that moment in this league coming soon when Steve acts like he's happy that he lost, but he's not.
Yeah. Thank you for having us tonight.
All right.
That was smooth.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, let's put you guys backstage. Congratulations on the win. Okay, let's do it here for us, Multiplex Movie Melee. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you, Will. Thank you, John. Thank you, Aaron and Amaru, who were our managers for today. Thank you, everybody, for helping out, writing, editing, putting this stuff on. And, just you're watching this, just watch all the other Multiplex stuff. There's plenty of stuff on there, plenty of old content. I don't know, maybe watch an old Roundtable. I don't know. Go back to like Roundtable 1. See how when they talked about RRR, it's probably a sparkling conversation.
20,000 views on that one or something like that.
Exactly. It would be like 20,001. All right. Yeah. Everybody, just be well.
Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
In case I don't see you.
I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.